So I'm going to pop the music up there for you on the screen, and I'm just going to read through the lead sheet with you. So I'm going to go through the process here of this beautiful song. I'm going to take it this time as a Bossa Nova. Maybe we'll try it out on a separate video as a swing. But actually, first of all, I'm just going to play through the chords. I've actually got my loop pedal here, so I'm going to clear my loop pedal. And I'm going to use my fingers with a pick. That's called hybrid picking. And it's going to sound kind of like this. Again, D minor 9. I might not talk too much. I'll just play a little bit. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I would not talk too much, right? That's impossible. But for a vamp, I'm going to go up a half step and go to E flat dominant 9. I hope you know that little trick. That's tritone substitution. E flat 9 is a tritone of A7, which is the real 5. So again, D minor 9, E flat 9. And the bass player might just play an A in the bass, you know, it's pretty cool. Okay, so vamp on that. I'm gonna clear my loop. I'm just gonna play through it, why not? And here we go. 2, 5, 1, 2, 5. Oh, cliche. Cliche on the G minor, the 4 chord, the 5, that diminished sub, D minor, E7, flat 9, I'll throw in the flat 9, and A7, I put a flat 9, and D minor, make it a little bit groovy, it's talking too much, cliche. Cliche on the G minor as well. I know it doesn't say that on there, but why not? The 4 chord, it's pretty common. Ooh, B half dim, 2 dominant, the real 5, and top. I might not play it note for note. Talk a little bit what I'm thinking. Descending cliche, and then minor 4, cliche, triads, chromatics. Why not some cliches? More cliches. 5, whole tone, 1. Done here. Outline. And melody out. I don't know. Alright, so that was kind of an example of playing Nature Boy as a bossa. So now I want to examine what if we made this a Gypsy Swing song. Alright, so let's just give that a try here. Again, look at the lead sheet. I'm going to pop it back up. Okay, so now we have D minor for a full measure. E minor 7 flat 5 to A7. Back to D minor. E minor 7 flat 5. So basically that's 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, then the cliche. But here's the deal. I think when playing Gypsy Swing, I tend to simplify, especially comping it, especially at a fast tempo. That right there is kind of medium, but say we had to do this 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing is going 1 straight to the 5, 1, straight to the 5. Again, to me, that's more in the style of early Django, less 2/5s. 2/5s are great for ballads and such when you have the time, but otherwise, I would just say 1, 5, 1, 5. Maybe the cliche. And there I did it here. Or here. If you have it under your fingertips, minor, major 7, minor 7, and the minor 6 is tricky. That's where you could go to this shape here. So I would recommend that you practice that. Check out some of my other videos. I talk about that minor cliche quite a bit. Or this. Okay, hope you got that. I'll do that one more time. D minor, major 7, D minor 7, D minor 6. Or D minor, major 7, D minor 7, D minor 6 here. And that's definitely the grab shape. The other option is to play it so you get the Stairway to Heaven kind of cliche. But you could do it right here on G minor for the 4 chord. Okay, and that's probably what I would do. You should actually just kind of play through those 8 bars and see what happens. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5. Cliche. See how fast that is? Cliche. 5. I guess I'm going on 1. Can't just stop. I'll play all 16 bars because it 5. And so we have D minor, A7, D minor, A7. Here comes that cliche. And that's another way to do D minor 6. Almost like you're playing G7. That's why it's like a 2/5. And then G minor. And I kicked into the stairway like here. This. Again, that's not written on the sheet music, but it's really just a 4 chord. I like that. I might just, in a gypsy jazz style, just G minor 6. So now, let's get rid of that cliche. I love it, and it's nice on a ballad, but I think if you wanted to make it swing, because it's already in the melody, so just play D minor 6. That would be just fine. 1, 2, 3, 5. And I'm just doing a bar chord. I often just do bar chords in gypsy jazz style. Instead of this, I just do this. G minor, A7, D minor, 2 dominant, E7, A7, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. See what I mean? That's a lot of movement. 5, 1, and then 2, 5, 1, 5, top. Okay, and that was all 32 bars. If you didn't notice, it's almost like a repeat. The 16 bars and the second 16, it's almost like an exact duplicate, including the melody. Just the only thing that differs is the last 4 bars. If you know the tune Swing Chaton, kind of very similar. It's like the same things. It's 32 bars in length, but the 16 bars just basically repeat. Again, check out those changes there, okay? You see all those other changes, but I'm just going D minor, A7, D minor, A7, and then instead of the cliche, D minor. Why not? G minor, the 4 chord. We'll kick up the tempo. 5 chord. 1. 2 dominant, that's a secondary dominant, just like Swing Chaton actually. 5. And now we're at measure 17. So today we're going to do some chord exploring and also come up with a solo guitar arrangement. We're going to probably discover a lot of cool things along the way, so make sure you have your guitar. Check out the lead sheet because that's exactly what I'm looking at with you. All right, so here we go. So first of all, just kind of mapping out the melody. Okay. Of course, that's just one way of playing it, and the first thing that I'm thinking is, oh, that's just a D minor chord. You can just hold that shape and grab all the notes from there, right here. Right? And then there's an E half, and that's what we'll start with for now. Here's an E half dim, and E half dim, by the way, is the same as G minor 6. So I would do it here, or here perhaps. There's no melody note, but then there's an A here, and then it goes to A7, And I'm hitting just a basic A7 shape here, this. And, you know, I have to try it out to see if it's playable. I might also play A7 flat 9 like this. And then diminish. Ooh, that's cool. And then D minor here. I'm not sure, you know, what's the best way yet. It's too early to decide, but at least we have a few options. So again, that D minor, we might go, and then E half dim. That was the easiest, is just to hold this one shape. Maybe that diminished. So let me show you what I'm thinking here. Hit an A in the bass. Now, if you want that darker flavor, that's what you're always going to hear me say, darker flavor. That basically means flat 9. That's my interpretation of it. So that means this. That means that we can dim 7 sub it out for the A7. That means C sharp, E, G, B flat. Those 4 dim. They're all the same 4 notes. So, but it's really cool to hit this open string, and then we have this. See, so now I kind of changed my tune here. So we had D minor. There was a boy. And then hit that low E for fun. And then, ooh, I kind of like that. See, and then maybe thirds here. Let's see. Okay, I said thirds, but then I ended up doing triads. And just to show you that you can harmonize a D minor. Because remember, you're just going through the melodies, just as, so I went, just with triads. But if you want to really be simple. A very strange enchanted boy, boom, they say wonder. Now what am I going to do here? So I did the same thing twice. That was cheap and easy. Again, you could be a little bit more simple and go. So here's the cliche, the descending cliche. We want to bring that out somehow. It's actually, I know how. It's in the melody, so that's all we need to worry about. So we have this very far, and then here, and then. So let me show you. D minor major 7, D minor 7, D minor 6. Or you could have done it here. And we could have also done the cliche like this. So basically you want to hold a portion of that D minor triad down. It doesn't really matter which one. It's up to you. So let's try it in context. They say he wandered very far. And then maybe. And then we go here. And then G minor, D minor. Let me review that part there again. I know I kind of went fast here as I was reading it. For the first one, I went like this. D minor major 7 there. And that, yes, that's an augmented. That's an F major, sorry, F aug. Here's F triad. Here's F aug. But with a D in the bass, it's D minor major 7, if you don't already know that. It's a great way to think. So D minor major 7. And then I went to D minor triad over here. So I can stay on the top 3 strings. And notice I'm going to grab the C here. And then G minor with the G on top. I could have went and put a triad for each one of those. That was the root, the flat 3 of the G minor. But you could just do this. So for that D minor here, land, and then on the word C, I'm just doing an E minor 7. There's no 5, there's no 5th in this shape, by the way. So it's a little bit ambiguous. If you want the 5th, you should probably be thinking this shape. And you can tell that's a lot darker, actually. And again, what I'm thinking, if you're wondering, what is that shape? That's an inversion. That's that's G minor 6. But you put the E in the bass, now we call it E half dim, or E circle line through it. Okay? Am I going too fast? Let's try that again from the top. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, so just follow along with me. Let's hold the shape. It's really stately there, and then boom. I want to do all these dims. And then D minor inversions. Maybe put the fifth or the third in bass. So that's pretty epic there, that D minor with F in the bass. Told you this was going to be fun with exploring chords, right? So, ooh, that fills it out nicely. It's dark. And then that low E, same thing. And then here's that cliche. And yeah, I'm straightening out the rhythm a little bit, that's okay. Or I showed you this. And then a little shy. That's a little bit plain, but on something like that, that's not bad. That was just A7. But I might want to do A7 flat 9. And again, I gotta show you this quick trick here. Here's A7, or sorry, here's A major triad. But you take the root and you raise it a half step. And that's a flat 9. There's no G in here, so it's not truly a dominant chord, but it pretty much is a substitute for an A7 flat 9. And then diminish. See that? There's that diminish. We could have done it here, but I just grabbed it here. Closest motion. And then sad, that's a G natural. That's a sus4 essentially. See the D minor 7 here? But the G is a 4, or the 11, so that makes me want to grab this shape. And then the word I is on the D. So again, there's a lot of analyzing the melody. This is, to me, very important when you're doing chord melody styles, to look at the melody note, see how it relates to the chord. So in this case, we have a G against a D minor. That's the 11. So notice I grab this shape. And then the F, it's right there. And then the D with the root on top, so I'm going to go here. That's D minor 7. Maybe I might try D minor 6. Maybe I might try D minor with F in the bass. That's a really neat flavor. Which one sounds best? I don't really know until I try it out in context. Let's backtrack just a little bit to A Little Shy. I'm doing this rubato, meaning freely. See, I like that F in the bass. And then, but very wise, that's a F note there with the E7 chord underneath it supporting it. What is F to the E7? It's this, flat 9. And how am I doing that? Here's E7. Take your first finger and go up a half step and get the flat 9. Because this is the octave, the E to E. Go up a half step. Now that's a flat 9. Notice how dark that is. And then to the root. And then we need a B. We just lift up the string. But I'll probably go and give it a new shape. Like this. And then was he. And that was a E7 sharp 5. But that C, to me, on the word was, it's kind of just a quick pickup note to the C sharp, which is A7. So it's not, it doesn't really even get a chord if you don't want to. You could go, kind of treat it like it's going into the A7 again, like a pickup note. And then one day, well, and then one day, there you go. And I'm gonna change the page here. Open E, diminish, triads, 6. These are just 3 notes, maybe a fatter version, and then E. And what I did there when I said I wanted a fatter version on that G minor instead of just doing triads or 4 note, I put the bass here and went. G minor 7, and then I grab the B flat I'm not going to worry about grabbing a whole new shape. That's too much work. And then the E half dim, or here's that again, the trig, G minor 6. And then the greatest thing, same idea. This is a great song because you can be repetitive. Oh, B half dim. So I didn't talk about that because I already did that stuff on the first. It's a really simple song. It's almost just like a 16-bar song with a little slightly different ending, of course. So it's great. It's an easy song, but it's got a lot of good stuff in here. Great dark minor key song to have in your repertoire. Let's go to Many Things, Fools and Kings. Many things, fools and kings. I'm gonna make this flat here, bar chord. I keep grabbing the shape if you're wondering. This is the E minor 7. It's almost like an A7 sus4. Right? No, not Pinball Wizard. but again, I'm just putting E in the bass. Or we could do this G minor 6. And then the greatest. And notice no chord here, just pickup note. You don't need to harmonize every note, especially the pickup notes. Usually the pickup notes are on beat 4 or the and a 4 if you want it quicker. So that's what I'm saying is you don't always need to do that. You could do stuff like this. And then the pickup note here. There we're putting B minor 7 flat 5 as written. Don't forget that B minor 7 flat 5 is the same as D minor 6. So it's just adding a really nice little voice leading. C goes to B, essentially. With F in the bass. See, that's darker. And I just did the same thing here. E7 flat 9. Then E7. Sus. It's just a quick note. B and B. Love. A7 sharp 5. In return. And F in the bass? Nah, we need to finalize it. Put a D in the bass. Or a 6. That was D minor 7 or D minor 6. Your choice there. Okay. And then turn around A7. And then the second time we could even go higher. Then okay, that gets ridiculous. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna do that. That was a little bit crazy, but you know the idea. But at that point, that's when you'd go an octave lower. Semi-launching here. All right, so I had to get tuned up there, but let's give it a try and see what it sounds like. Let's just keep it rubato for now. It's kind of a fun one to play rubato. These are just some of these ideas. The F and the bass. Sorry. And then the cliche. It's in the melody. And then G big. G minor. Diminish. F in the bass there on the D. That's one thing I love to do when I have the root on top. I put the third in the bass. Not all the time, but often. And then melody right there. Harmonic Minor. Next page. And yeah, I'm just kind of being lazy and doing the same thing, but we could go. Actually, we're already doing that. We have variation. Right here. See what I mean? So we don't need to overuse the same techniques. Cliche. Cliche. Should we do the big one again? Sure. There are inversions. Diminish. Phrygian vamp, D minor to E flat major. 2, 3, 4. The band comes in there. That'd be cool. Ding, 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 ding. 2, 3, 4. It could be a bossa, it could be swing. And then thanks for watching. If you like it, please let me know. I always appreciate the feedback in the comments. And let me know if there's a song you want me to explore or look at, and I'll get to it. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. See you soon. Good morning. Cheers. How's everyone doing today out there? Dave from Colorado, where are you at? Taking roll call here to see who's here. See if the usuals, which I appreciate you tuning in today. I had a workshop scheduled today, but it's been canceled, so I thought I'd do a fun tune called Nature Boy. Really fun tune to jam on, and it's kind of associated with the holidays a little bit. So let's see. Anybody here? Well, I'm going to get started and just kind of walk through. I do have some materials, of course, on Patreon. You can actually just purchase it too if you want. If you don't want to join Patreon, there's a link in the description, and it does include a scales worksheet. It includes etude and the package for this, at least. The link is in the description. It includes my solo guitar arrangement, and it includes just my tabs, the lead sheet, which is kind of what I'm going to go over today. I suggest that you join Patreon because then you can have access to my sound slice practice videos too, which is a great way to learn, because you can see the chords, the chord shapes, and you could see it in time and all that stuff. Hey, there we go, David. Good to see you, Dave from Colorado. See, I mentioned you first today. I was expecting to see your name first. Welcome, Robert. Good morning. Who else is here? Who's on Patreon? As many of you know, again, I promote my Patreon page because that's where I post all of my tabs, PDFs, bonus video lessons, materials, etc. Sound slice practice videos. That's the best way to practice that I've discovered most recently. John, good to see you. Thank you for saying hello. And I've got my Strat today just so I can plug in and maybe use my loop pedal if necessary. I haven't warmed up yet, except with coffee. That's the count. But I'll skip the warm-ups today. This is a kind of a fun song. Generally, I do stuff like this when I do arpeggios, but I'm going to skip all that for now, so we can just dive right into the song. And you can always feel free to give me song suggestions of anything that you want me to hit in the future. I've got so many songs happening on Patreon, but it's always, these live streams are a little bit different, and usually I like to share songs that I enjoy playing a lot. Sometimes it's a song that I don't play very often, so it varies. But this one is a unique song. I thought I'd share it today, Nature Boy. So let's dive in. Again, you may want to look at my lead sheet because I'll probably be referring to it, even though I won't probably play the melody exactly as tabbed out. Mainly because I like to improvise around it. But if you do want to learn it, I usually suggest learn the basic melody. You don't have to necessarily count out every single rhythm with this particular song because it's so loose. Good morning, Jeffrey. But it's a great minor key song. I generally do it as a Bossa Nova style. Maybe I'll just play the chords for you once, just so you can kind of see what I like to do with this song. Everybody does it slightly different, I'm sure. And I'm in the key of D minor. Okay, you can type in the chat and say hi. I'm just gonna see if I have my loop pedal set up here. I'm on kind of a high stool here. Let's see, 2, Usually I like to do a little vamp like this. It's almost a night in Tunisia vamp. Yeah, I do this often in a minor key. Well, not often, I shouldn't say that, but especially on this song, I like this D minor 9. And then I go up a half step to E flat 9. Sometimes I add on that 13. And if you don't know this movement, this half step movement, that's tritone sub. Ding, boom. That's your A7. So you got A7 flat 5, A7 flat 7, the 3, the sharp 5, and then the sharp 9. So this, when people do this half step, it's really a sub for the A7, just a 5. You're basically just going 1, 5. So you can put the E, you can put the A flat in there. What did I just say? A, natural. You can do licks like that or whatever. There's so much fun stuff you can do with tritone sub. I like the melodic minor scale, but let's not talk about soloing right now. Let's just get into the tune. Get carried away with soloing. Here's the actual chord progression: 2, 3, 4. And I'll talk about this in a second. 2, 5, cliche. I do the cliche here. A7. Little shy. D minor. Sad as E7, 2 dominant. And the real 5. You go half step, side flipping. 2, 5, 1. And the cliche descending stairway to heaven. I do it again here on the 4, G minor, A7, little diminished sub, D minor, D minor, B minor 7 flat 5, which is D minor 6, E7, 2, 5, A7, that's a 5, and I'm going to do tritone sub right here, and top. I don't think my loop was very good, but here's a melody. I'll just improvise a little bit around it. E7, A7. Cliche. I like to get bluesy. That's a 6. Let's do it one more time. My cat's distracting me. Little shy. Add some notes. That was improvising a little bit. A7, D minor, E7, A7, D minor, little bluesy. Staying close to the melody. Diminished. Lots of diminished. Or diminished. Diminished. Gypsy jazz dog. Alright, so enough of that stuff. That's again kind of a little warm up there practicing on Nature Boy.
It's a really, really fun song. I like to hit that cliche. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I like a lot of diminished subs on it. There's so many fun soloing strategies that we can apply, but definitely learn the basic melody too. And I'll go over that again. If you're just tuning in, we're going over Nature Boy. I do recommend that you grab my PDFs that are all available in the link. It got some etude, got scale choices. If you're wondering what scales to use, and I'll probably talk a little bit about that. And my solo guitar arrangement. If you want to, see how I do chord melody style on this, I never do it the same way twice. So kind of depends. And then, of course, just that basic lead sheet. But if you join on Patreon, then you can also have access to the sound slice. And to clarify the tier levels, if some of you checked out Patreon or are on Patreon, I always suggest the silver tier as kind of a good starting point. I appreciate the coffee tier. Again, I always joke that buys me like half a cup of coffee here, which I'm getting low. The bronze tier is good. It gets you access to the basic PDFs, like the lead sheets, I call them, and some of the other stuff. But then the silver tier gets you access to all of my tabs and PDFs. Everything, anything in the PDF format, you have access to at the silver tier. And then you also have access to all of my sound slice videos, which ranges in the hundreds. And those are just great to practice. So I don't know how many, I need to count how many. The higher tier levels gets you access to all my bonus videos. So I'm always just mentioning that because, again, that's kind of where I put all my time into, is that online music community on Patreon. So swing, yeah. Not Robert's question is, can I show the same in swing rhythm? I think that's what you're talking about. Nice, Larry. Thank you. 2-5 cliche. A7. D minor. 1 6. 2 dominant. 5 1 5. That's enough of that. So again, there's how I would do it as a swing song. Still just getting warmed up. You're welcome, Robert. My pleasure. I didn't play too many wrong notes, hopefully. Funny, I usually do that as a bossa nova, so it feels different as a swing, but I like it. I think I've heard Jimmy Rosenberg do it as an up-tempo swing. I think it's, to me, it's just like you don't want to lose the intent of the melody too much just to play fast tempos. So I always kind of take that into consideration. So I do want to talk about some soloing ideas, and it's kind of nice just to not think overly overthink things too. But I did try to demonstrate a few things like those diminished subs, catching that cliche. What else? I wasn't really doing too many subs otherwise on that, just kind of following the changes. And we can look at the melody notes. Again, I'm looking at my little PDF here, where I suggest that you learn that, well, and we're going to talk about this right now, you learn that the melody is a triad. There was a boy, that's D minor. So I went like this, or this, or this. We want to make sure that we can play D minor triad. Again, I'm just talking about like understanding the construction of the melody, besides just reading tabs, but to say, oh, that's a D minor triad. There was a boy, there was a boy, there was a boy. And then you can improvise around that, by understanding. And that's where I do all those little triad licks, all that stuff is really pretty. Eric, good morning. Yeah, please do, Eric. I can do another little discussion of those Patreon tiers. I know it's a little confusing because there's so many options, but I understand everybody's on a budget, just like Netflix has their $6.99 and their $9.99. So I kind of think of it like that sometimes. Like, I have this core shows or whatever, and I'm always adding to it. Nothing is ever really subtracted that I can think of. There's just always more stuff. So it's the nonstop growing library. I also suggest if you can swing it to do the annual subscription, and that gets you like in 1 month free, essentially, whatever tier level that you join at. So if you pay up front for the month, if you can do that, if you want to save, just like, again, Amazon does that. You pay for the month in advance and you get a discount. It's like a 15% discount. Oh, I realize this might be promotion here. Block that out. Next time I'll tape that up. Let's get back to Nature Boy, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I know it's a Sunday, so this is in place of my workshop that I was scheduled to have. So unfortunately, the turnout wasn't good enough, so I had to postpone it. So D minor, there was a boy, and then we have a 2/5, E half dim, A7. I'm doing A7 sharp 5. A very strange enchanted boy. Back to D minor. So we have this one, and maybe I'll do it in swing rhythm today since Robert asked. 2/5, quick change. Back. And again, 2/5. So that's the first 4 bars. And then the cliche. What do I mean by the cliche? This. With chords, a D minor major 7, D minor 7, D minor 6. Now, if you don't have this chord is kind of a pain in the, to do, but it's a really good exercise. D minor 6. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this. Basically, what I really suggest is that you follow this chromatic line with your inner ear and your inner mind, so that your fingers will follow D minor. And it looks like I'm barring. I don't care about that A note, so I'm not really barring. Okay, just stop me on those 4 strings. D minor major 7. This note, the octave goes to the major 7, C sharp. Beautiful haunting chord, huh? And then D minor 7, your stock. And one more to the D minor 6. Practice that, you guys. Practice that as a warm-up. Here it is on C minor. My funny Valentine. Ooh, that'd be a good one to cover. Sweet comic Valentine. Okay, you just want to get that shape. In a sentimental mood, same thing. And then I move it to the G minor. Same thing. For both in a sentimental mood and Nature Boy. Okay, so even though I'm not teaching in a sentimental mood today, it's on Patreon. Of course, everything's on Patreon. You can still practice that cliche. And that's showing it starting on the 5th string root. If I start on the 6th string root for G minor, I usually do this. Kind of sounds a little bit like Stairway. So the cliche is on the 4th, but I'm just hitting the G here. So sometimes I wrap my thumb around, but usually it's this. Is that nice? But you hit the thumb on the bass. ain't got that swing. Here it is on Blue Skies. Blue skies. That's what I like. Blue skies. I'll do like Willie Nelson. Blue skies smiling at me. So see how my thumb is wrapping around? This is again for the 6th string root. A minor major 7, A minor 7, and A minor 6. Here it is on D minor. Now I have one quick hack for you. If you don't like the shape, if your fingers will not cooperate, just go over here to the 6th string root for the minor 6. So D minor major 7, D minor 7, D minor 6. Usually I stop there and don't do the 2nd string, the A. So it sounds like this. Check it out. You won't even know if you close your eyes, but I want you to watch. I'll do it here. Then over here, G minor 6. It does sound a little bit fatter, darker on this when you have that root on the 6th versus 5th. You know, this nature of the strings. Hey guys, if you like this video, I have to say this every once in a while, but please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. That really helps with the YouTube algorithms. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's keep going. So we have this. A very strange enchanted point. A little bass line movement. Some say one and then I continue to G minor. That's what I like to do. In the fake book you might have, it might just say G minor 7, G to E minor 7 flat 5 even. And E minor 7 flat 5 is the same as G minor 6. So it depends on the fake book. And yeah, so don't worry too much about other stuff. Just remember it goes from D minor to G minor. Just like Besame Mucho is another good example, which I taught recently. And then it goes to the 5, which is A7. Don't forget we're in the key of D minor, okay? And I like this for the 5. A7. And I know that I could do the C sharp diminished 7 to pull us back to the D minor. And I'm just doing a basic triad. It sounds so good, you know, in swing or bossa nova, it doesn't matter. You know, I do like the minor 9s and all that stuff too, but I don't diss the minor triad as well. So far we have this. Now I'm going to do it in the bossa mode for you. E7. Yeah, so that 5, you're welcome, Eric, of course, thank you. 8 E after the A7, the C sharp dim 7 substitution for the flat 9. Because the bass player is still playing A and you're playing C sharp dim, that gives you A7 flat 9. And of course, we do all that cool sliding stuff that gypsy jazz players love to do. And then resolve it back to D minor. And then we've got the 2 dominant. And notice I got a little flat 9 in there. So this 2 dominant, I want it darker. That's where I'm going to probably bust out the diminish. And then down a half step diminish. Again, these are just like quick strategies that I would use for soloing. And I do have a video lesson already on this. It's on Patreon. Of course, you knew that already. So that's the E7 to the A7 dominant cycle. So and there's a lot of fun stuff we can do to really darken it up, kind of in the gypsy jazz style. It's really beautiful. E7, A7, and then back, and that's the whole tune essentially. Right there, 16 bars. So this song, even though it's a 32 bar song form because of the lyric and the story, it's basically just 16 bars. You're set right there. You can just loop 16 bars. Sometimes after the D minor, you can go to B minor 7 flat 5 to create a 1-6 movement. And hopefully you know this sub, that D minor 6 is equivalent to B minor 7 flat 5. Basically this, E7, G sharp dim, A7, bass line movement. Sounds like Django's Tears. I'll just go through it once. So I went to D minor, D minor slash F, and then E7, G sharp dim, A7, D minor 6, 9, and then the turnaround. And then to end it. Do you guys have the chords? Let's go through it very slowly together. That's what these live streams are kind of about, is just breaking it down really slowly, answering some questions that you may have. Come on, what do you want? It's a free lesson. Any of you old school Portlanders know that free is a very good price. Anybody from Portland watching this? Anybody here? Some people ask, well, what's that background that they see? That's Southwest Portland Hills. Everclear wrote a song about the hills, Portland Hills. I don't know if it's Portland. Nobody from Portland. What a bummer. Portland, boo. No. Portland's getting a bad rap these days. It's my hometown where I was born, so I can't complain about Portland. Here we go, guys. D minor, E half dim, A7, 2/5. Again, I'm just kind of talking out loud how I'm thinking about it. D minor, same thing again. And the cliche on the 1. Hopefully you're learning my lingo. And the cliche on the 4. G minor. And the 5. A7. Maybe a diminished sub. You can even do tritone sub. And then D minor. Got some color. And the 2 dominant. Walk the bass. Maybe G sharp dim. And then A7. Side slip. Up half step. Tritone sub. See how much. And now we're at the next half of the song, which is the same as the first half, just different words. 2/5. So it's really just a 16-bar chord progression. And the cliche. Am I going okay? Too fast? And I'm going to do it down here this time. And A7. Little diminished sub. Bass line. D minor. B minor 7 flat 5. Like I said, that's a sub. E7. A7. E flat 7 tritone. D minor 9. And up half step. Little fun triads and chords. Chord exploring, I call it. Can't help myself with a diminished D minor 6. E7. A7. And D minor. This is just chord inversion fun. D minor. Take it here. A7. Soloing. D minor 6. B minor 7 flat 5, which is the same thing. E7. A7. Tritone. Soloing. D minor. A7. I'm simplifying. Cliche. G minor 6. A7. Diminished. D minor. Mistakes. E7. Still early. Come on. Give me a break. A7. That's D harmonic minor. And some gypsy jazzics. Etc. so you're going to get an ad shortly. For some viewers, probably who are not YouTube, what's the word? Premium. Pretty fun song. Let's go through the melody next. Let's just wait for these ads. Feel free to tell me what ads you get. I'm kind of curious on what you guys are watching on YouTube. Really, no Portlanders here. I'm shocked. Come on, Portland. Well, there's not that many people tuned in right now. This video will be archived on my YouTube Premium. No, not YouTube Premium. YouTube Tracy Kim member. So consider joining me on YouTube. Monthly $10 fee to access all of my bonus videos that I put basically from Patreon onto YouTube. You don't get the PDFs and tabs, unfortunately, but you can access the videos, that I have. So all of these live streams go on there, and then they also go on Patreon too. Sometimes I leave it public for a day or a couple days, or just random times for some promotion and stuff. Yeah, Eric, awesome. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. What does reverb AD mean, Robert? What is AD? Is it a lot? Does that mean a lot of reverb? Reverb ad. AD. Stupid. Like, what does AD mean? It's like you're being literal. It's reverb ad. Oh, I thought you were commenting on my reverb on my. I'm using a Fishman amp today. So, how does it sound, by the way? Are you guys hearing the guitar okay? Is it clear? Can you hear that okay? I guess so. Okay, let's learn the melody, you guys. Again, I'm pulling out, if you're just tuning in, we're going Nature Boy. I'm just going to show you the basic melody. This is all available if you want to grab the PDF in the link in the description, of course. And again, if you're on Patreon, you can also go to the Sound Slice practice video, and you'll have it, clicking and playing with the backing track and whatnot. But it starts with this pickup note, and we're going to analyze it. So this is a very important part here. Grab your guitar. Don't just watch. You got to grab your guitar. We got an A note and an A note. So that's an octave. We're on a D minor chord. That's a D minor triad. Again, I suggest do that everywhere. Don't just do it in one place, even though, that being said, I did write it out right there on the 5th fret. Okay. This. I like to relate things to chords like most guitar players do. This little scale figure, a very strange enchanted boy, is this. Okay, that's on the E half dim to the A7. And it starts on the and of 2 if you want to get the timing. 1, 2. And then right back to that triad. This is a cool lick. I'm thinking it's coming from the Harmonic Minor. So it's this. And then back to the triad. So we have there was a boy. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. So you got that far. It's the same thing twice. Easy. But now we get to do the cliche in the melody. So go from A to D, C sharp, A, C natural. So basically you want to think this. Okay. Pretty fun. Well, hey, Ramaja. Excuse my pronunciation. You're starting here. Thank you for tuning in. My lessons are geared toward people who are getting started. I really have what I say, just getting into jazz guitar 101, really important, like the basic shapes to play jazz. Again, I'm talking about. So if you're here, you're probably wanting to play more jazz stuff or Latin stuff. So yeah, just join me on Patreon. That'll get you started. I've got all these starter kits, even at the introductory coffee tier, which is two USD dollars. I've got all these, a lot of my basic stuff, essential stuff available. But you're going to learn a lot in the community, and I give a lot of personal attention. So, all right. So here we go. Some melody. So yeah, thanks for saying hello. 1, 2, and I'm messing with the rhythm a little bit. 1, 2, right here. Cliche. That's the fifth. You can always kind of bounce and do this. You know what I'm saying? This note is the fifth. That's why that's a safe note, but the cliche is this. You want to do that everywhere. Okay, that's a good thing to practice. You can do that in your solo. Okay, do it in your soloing too, that cliche. Let's review that much. I'm going through it nice and slow for you. 3, 4, 1, 2, a very strange very far over land and sea. And that's on the G minor. So we're going to the G minor. Over land and sea. And that's like a G minor 6. But in the chart, it might say E half-dim, G minor 6, same thing. So just think of that as all just G minor. Let's keep going. C, a little shy. And it's A7. It's important that you know what chord the melody is over, so we can target these notes for soloing. That's the octave A, just like at the beginning of the melody. And then, so basically that's like an A7. Again, harmonic minor. Which harmonic minor for the A7? D harmonic minor. That's the flavor we want, and that includes all this stuff. All those dim 7 arpeggios are right in that beautiful arpeggio, that scale, sorry. Let's keep going. We are on the A7. Keep track of where you're going. Little shy and satisfied. That's a beautiful phrase. D minor. Okay, you see the melody. It's a 4, 3, suspension, and then D minor. So we have little shy, a little shy, and satisfied. Little blue note stuck in there. Where we're at. But very wise. But very. That's the E7 flat 9. And this will also, I'm teaching you basically how to go about creating your own chord melody just by knowing the melody note in relationship to some basic chord shapes. The melody note. Wise. You can even do open string on that B. Like this. Very wise. That's just open B. And then we're to the A7. Was he? Was he? That's from the top. 1, 2. A little shy and satisfied, but very wise was he. Same thing. again, know which notes to target, then I fill in, like, I don't worry necessarily about every note of the melody, but basically, again, it just repeated. Here's just where it changes, though, just to show you again. I'm just looking at my lead sheet, just in case you're looking at it too. It's available in the description. Thanks, guys, for this. I appreciate it. I only had to say it once. You guys just know the routine. You probably don't want to hear me do this and see me do this, but I really appreciate the thumbs up. If you haven't already done that, that helps a lot. But we're almost done with the melody. Let's see, where are we at here? The second one magic day, he came my way, and as we spoke of many things, fools of kings, this he said to me, the greatest thing you'll ever hear. Ever learn. B half-dim. See, that's D minor. That's 1-6 in the minor key. This 2-5. You guys know the song Lullaby of Birdland? So we have this. Ever learn is just to love and be loved. Color note, sharp 5. In re harmonic minor. Or tritone sub. Turn. And I love that melodic minor scale. That's my go-to scale for everything in jazz. Is melodic minor. So if you're a pentatonic player, you're only 2 notes away from the melodic minor. Just to learn your melodic minor. If you're a penta player, you gotta get that 7 and don't play flat 7. Raise it to a natural 7, and then add in that natural 6, and you're set. So D melodic minor. Such a great clue. And that gives you this flavor. Or this. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Or this. And that A7, sharp 5. I played B flat melodic minor. And a D melodic minor on the resolve. So again, I'm talking about the scale choices to use, because this is how you can also color up your chords and choose interesting chord flavors, instead of just, after you master your stock grip chords, that I call them, then you want to have some fun. But in order to choose your colors appropriately, as I mentioned, the melody note has a sharp 5. I don't want to, or flat 13. I don't want to do the natural 13. That's a no-no. You gotta have that note. You can do flat 5 though. But you just want to be careful. And flat 9 on the E7. You don't want to do natural 9. You want natural flat 9. You have to be true to the melody in this sense, because the composer is giving us that information of the colors that he's going for. So we have to kind of, be true to that. I mean, this is just a general, this is my philosophy, so you don't have to follow it, of course. But, you can bust out your same old licks, but I like to try to tailor it to each song personally, to reference the melody, and try to give each song its own characteristic, versus just like, hey, it's an A7 chord, I'm going to bust out my usual lick, blues lick. Because no, not on this song. You got to be a little bit more true to it. So that's why it's important that you know what scales to use for every chord. And there's a lot of different options. Again, the scale worksheet that I have here, it does show the scale fingerings and all that stuff. On the D minor, and then in my etude, I use some of those devices and strategies. What do you guys think? You like the song? We done for today? Well, I think we are. So I think I'm going to let you guys all enjoy the rest of the day instead of watching me ramble on this song. But if you do want more materials and lessons and stuff, it's on Patreon. So just check it all out. If you're like, "Ooh, I want more. I want to see Tracy's chord melody arrangement," and get that. There's some on YouTube as well, of course. But hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to leave in the comment any other feedback or comments. This video will probably be archived to my YouTube Tracy Kim member, and definitely on Patreon as well. I'll leave it up for a few days on the live stream here if you want to review it before it gets archived. And of course, get the tabs and stuff on Patreon. You can buy the packet too. I didn't say that, but you can buy the PDF packet tabs, and you don't have to join as a member if you don't want to be a member. And that's $10 for the packet, including the solo arrangement. Leave a comment if you have a song you want me to hit on a future live stream. I like to try to vary it up, and this is a good variation from the other swing stuff as usual, but I might go back to some of the easy stuff for y'all. Ramaja, that'd be a good opportunity for you to learn some of the easy songs. If you're into the swing, I was thinking about teaching Moonglow. It's a really beautiful classic, jazz classic, and it's a sweet one. Robert, my pleasure. Hey, y'all, have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.
So what we're looking at here is Nature Boy on my Sound Slice practice videos. That's what I call them. And in this case, I already have it synced up to the backing track that I created from iReal Pro. Why did I do it this way? Well, you can see the chart over there on the left, and then I thought it'd be handy to see the scale choices, and this is what I'm going to talk about here as I break it down for you on just how to go about practicing it, and you can control the tempo and all that stuff. So Nature Boy, we're just looking at the chord progression essentially, and these are the chords that I wrote in myself. I wrote D minor 9. Okay, so in the key of D minor, we got a D. You got the 1, you got 2 5 1 2 5 1. So I'm going to talk about what I would do. First of all, that D minor 9, scale wise, D minor Aeolian or D minor Dorian. I wrote both of these here for you. So if you're still working on your scale shapes, your modes, here's Dorian. Okay, here's Aeolian, natural minor, key of F, right? You don't have to go up higher, but if you want to, and of course you can stay up there if you wanted to, but I just wrote it in one location. Kind of has that darker flavor versus Dorian. Dorian I would probably use similar to what I mentioned in the How Insensitive lesson. When I want to ignore the melody, then I default to that 6th degree. But Aeolian, as you can see in the formula, has flat 6. That's the only difference between Aeolian and Dorian, is what 6th degree do you want? Flat 6 from Aeolian or the natural 6 from Dorian. Now on the 2-5, E half dim to A7, flat 9, I'm using sharp 5, doesn't matter, just A7, harmonic minor. You just want that C sharp in that case, and it does have that flat 6. So that's my go-to formula strategy for 2-5-1, or in this case 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5. So that implies the 5 chord, and that's harmonic minor. This is also very common not only in Latin music, gypsy jazz, and of course bebop, any minor key songs. So when we push play here, this is why I like to use a loop pedal, for example, or iReal Pro app, where I can just select those opening 4 bars to practice over the 1, 2, 5. I'm going to say it: Aeolian, harmonic minor, Aeolian, harmonic minor, Aeolian, harmonic minor. It doesn't hurt to say it when you're playing it, then you think Aeolian, harmonic minor, Aeolian, harmonic,
You might say, okay, I want to try the Dorian mode. That's where you get the 6th-degree harmonic, Dorian, harmonic, Dorian, harmonic, harmonic, blues. And the blues scale always works. That's my kind of, if you don't want to think, if you're like, hey, Tracy, that's too many scales to think about, you know what I'm going to say. Just play the blues scale throughout. That's why we started with the easy soloing strategy. The easy strategies that I focus on are outlining, face value, D minor, E, and then A7, you know, just like outlining, or the blues scale. So check this out here with the backing track here. I'm going to kind of extend it further into this. But I'm going to play D minor blues. Now I don't have to worry about any of those fancy modes in harmonic. Maybe a little bit. Now when it harmonic blues. But now I'm going on and just talking about some other strategies or demonstrating, so let's stop that. So when I see this cliche here, this is what I'm talking about. So many songs use that. Michelle is another one that's requested today. This descending chromatic cliche is the word. Stairway to Heaven. Blue Skies. Anyways, the list goes on. How many songs use this? It's just D minor. It's just D minor. It's just my funny about it. It's just a D minor prolongation. It's just don't worry about it. You can, but I do have options for you. You can worry about it. You could go. You know, you can hit this note, the chromatic, and find it everywhere. Or maybe this. Okay, you can if you want to. If you want to outline the movement, okay, that's nice. You might just come up with a, you know, follow that chromatic cliche. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Just solo D minor stuff. D minor pentatonic, D minor blues. Can't go wrong. D minor 7, D minor 6. Trust me, it's going to work just fine. So you have the option. Some charts might not even have that. And you can, but then you can throw it in, that cliche. I like to carry it through into the G minor, so I often do this. Because this movement here, G minor 6 to E half dim, that's basically the same thing. You're just taking G minor, getting us to the 6 chromatically. So you can take your same idea, whatever you do here on the D minor, G minor. Does it sound beautiful? And then now once we get to this A7 chord, the 5, back to the harmonic minor. Which harmonic minor? D harmonic minor, because A7 is the 5 of D harmonic minor. And here's the diminished run. I'm right on the 3rd. That's how I like to think of it. And then resolve it to, what am I going to do right here? Blues. The blues always is like a feel-good resolution. There's D minor, not 6-9. But if you wanted to run a scale, I might choose melodic minor. And that has a nice color. You know, I'm always thinking about this, the chord, what chord I would be achieving. What I mean by that is, as a demonstration, is here's A7 flat 9. That's the diminished sound. D minor 6 with a major 7. That means melodic minor. There's only one minor scale that has 6, major 7, and that 9, and that's melodic minor. So I love the melodic minor scale on the one chord. It gives it a very beautiful color. And again, so I was completely thinking off of D. D harmonic minor for the tension. It's kind of a hack or strategy for the A7 chord. D harmonic minor. And then on the resolution, on the D minor 6/9, D melodic minor. And you can just practice that all day. So if I give you the chords, D harmonic minor, D melodic minor. This is how you practice it. Again, harmonic minor, all off the root of D. Melodic. That's harmonic for the tension, resolve, melodic. I'm playing a D minor 6/9. I can play D minor major 7. It's a beautiful color. So that's the beauty of the melodic minor if you're working these scales in and how to apply them. The next chord here, I'm just going to go through the first 2 sections because it basically repeats the same chords, just in a little different. It's actually pretty much the same once you get the 16 bars. Just a little quick change at the end. E7 is the 5. This is how I'm thinking of it. E7 is the 5 of A, but I want it darker. That's why I wrote flat 9. That's this flavor again. A harmonic minor. A harmonic minor. So I see the E7, but I play A harmonic minor. I see A7 flat 9 or A7. I want D harmonic minor. And then resolve it. D minor. There I did an arpeggio. The 1, 2, flat 3, 5. That can also be called, I call those often melodic cells, but it's a D minor add 2 or a D minor add 9. So now when we're soloing on the backing track or your own track or your own backing track or a loop pedal, whatever you want to do, if you're like, hey, that's a lot to practice, I want to just work on that, slow it down. I'm going to start off with some blues maybe. Harmonic minor. That's D. Ready? D melodic minor. A harmonic minor. Ready? D harmonic minor. Back to blues. Harmonic. Blues. Cliche, I'll follow it. I'm gonna do it here. For fun. A7, harmonic minor. That's D harmonic minor. D minor blues. 6/3 and harmonic minor. A. D harmonic minor. Pentatonic. Here's a top. The blue harmonic. Cliche. Cliche. D harmonic minor. D minor blues. A harmonic minor on the E7. Arpeggios. That was diminished blues. Harmonic. You hear that? And cliche. Little stairway. Big chord. just talk about some phrasing things too. Like there, I wanted to use just, using the range of the guitar. There, I wanted to go up really high. Da 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 da. That's a flat six, very lyrical. That darker flat six. I chose that over Dorian instead of the natural six. Or melodic. I wanted the flat six there, just like the melody. Just that kind of flavor, like in How Insensitive. Da 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 da. So kind of sequencing. Da 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 da. Blues. Da 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 da. But sing it. Da 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 da. Just sing your ideas. That's to me very important. Also think about the range of your instrument. You might want to start your solo. Generally I like to start a little bit lower on the range and try to build up my solo so I have somewhere to go with it. However, you might take the opposite approach. You might just start, blazing away, if you want to be dramatic. So again, those are some kind of cool soloing strategies, is how you want to tell the story. Do you want to kind of just jump into the exciting part, or kind of just slowly, tell the story? So I hope that helps you. That I kind of demonstrated some arpeggios at the same time, but in this case, you can tell that I'm thinking a lot of scale ideas for this. This is more of a demonstration, depending on your level of improvisation. Maybe you're really advanced and you're like, I want to use all of these shadings on the song. That's a minor key song. You have all these different colors. These are all minor scales. D Aeolian, D Dorian, D Dorian sharp 4, which again is a harmonic minor, I would use on an E7 chord. So now I'm getting to the application. This is very general, but this will help you if you're wondering, again, what scale do I use a melodic, or what chord? Can I use a minor major 7? That's where I say, ooh, I love that minor major 7. I love the D melodic. If you want that particular flavor. And it is pretty general. Like you might see the chord grid and I say, well, but it says D minor 9. Well, I don't have a D minor 9 over here. That's okay. Just use anything that says D minor, and then notice that the blues scale, use anytime. You can use it over the whole song. And then of course you can practice it. So again, there's definitely some theory, a lot of theory involved. It's not always going to be like that. Sometimes I might just have, really basic one where we're just using some pentatonics or whole tone, or even arpeggios. So it's not always going to be a scale sheet. Again, this is kind of a cheat sheet method. It's not a written out solo note for note. It gives you a lot of flexibility, especially for those that just want to improvise a little bit more and learn these flavors and get these flavors on your fingertips. So again, that's how this works. And it's not always going to be the scales. It might be arpeggios, and it'll vary in difficulty levels. And if you want improvisation lessons, I have the advanced lessons at the gold and platinum level. Sometimes the platinum level has the advanced soloing concepts that I talk about that are often sometimes extracted from private lessons or just created for you specifically here on Patreon. The gold tier has my classes and workshops where we analyze the songs, and I say that's the scale I like to use. So again, this is a reference sheet. I'm going to be doing this a lot more, especially for the songs that we're really focusing heavily on Patreon. So check it out. I'm just going to do the blues scale. Maybe you're like, I just want to work on the D minor blues, Works through the whole thing. You don't have to think. But then you might say, I want the harmonic minor. Dorian. Harmonic. Pentatonic. Melodic minor. Blues. Again, a little fun here. And I'm going to say just experiment a lot. You might say, ooh, on that E7 chord, I want to use D minor blues or whatever melodic minor. Try some different ideas out. These are just some suggestions. I don't have all the answers, and these are just flavors again too. So, but I would recommend that's kind of the process here of learning your scales and applying them. And by the way, you can slow this way down if you want to,
whatever. It's not synced up, so it doesn't really do you much good to loop it because there's nothing to loop. However, I think I will be making some of these cheat sheet videos where it's synced up to the music, and then on top of it, I'll write particular scales that I enjoy. So again, these are upcoming features and lessons that I'm going to be offering on Patreon, these kind of interactive, basically as if it's a private lesson. And that's often what students will ask me. And I'll write DHM, D harmonic minor. All right, AWT, A whole tone. These are just options. Again, obviously, there's always multiple scales that can work. Well, hey, I hope you enjoy this little preview video lesson demonstration. This is, of course, for all tiers, but the actual cheat sheet videos will be posted at the silver tier level. And then the fancier lessons, of course, you already know are at the gold and platinum. Please consider taking my upcoming music theory class. It starts February 6th on a Sunday for 6 weeks. If you want to really get to know all of your music theory that I'm offering you here on Patreon. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care.